Some adjusters make 20 grand in a single month, others crash and burn before the second week. So what's the difference? It's not just about getting deployed, it's about what happens next once you're inside the storm zone and the real work begins. Because how you handle a deployment, how you manage your claims, your time, and even your travel can make or break your income. In this video, we're gonna break down 3 more critical factors that directly impact how much you earn once you're deployed. These are the things that separate the adjusters who thrive from the ones who flame out early. And if you missed part 1, where we covered the basics of adjuster pay and how much you can earn on a single claim, click up here in the corner to check that one out first. I'm Matt with Adjuster TV, and I've worked thousands of storm claims over 25 years, and I've seen both sides of this coin. So let's talk about how to land on the winning side, starting now. When you're deployed, the faster you can close accurate claims, the more claims you're going to get. That's the entire game. But efficiency doesn't just mean moving fast. It means reducing friction and having a plan. That means no wasted trips, no half-written estimates, no getting halfway through writing an estimate and realizing you missed the risk photo. Because if you scope a house on Monday, but don't finish the estimate until Thursday, you've just created a bottleneck for yourself, for your manager, in particular for the homeowner. Your IA firm is going to notice that, and they will start giving your claims to someone else who turns them around faster. Now compare that to an adjuster who scopes the house, writes the estimate that same evening, or much better, right there at the house, keeps up with documentation, and wraps that claim up within 24 hours. That adjuster becomes the go-to. They get more claims on this storm, and then they get asked back for future storms. And here's the real twist that most rookies don't see coming. One of the biggest threats to your efficiency is something everyone says you should be doing. Multitasking. Gotta be good at multitasking. It's one of the most repeated throwaway lines in this business. And it's bull. The truth is that advice is going to wreck your workflow. Multitasking is that you're inspecting your roof while answering a call from the insured on your next claim. You're halfway through writing an estimate while skimming an email from QA. You're chatting with the homeowner about last night's football game while trying to measure a cut-up wall of siding. What happens? You miss details, you make mistakes, and everything takes a lot longer than it should. Here's what the pros do. They don't multitask. They single task. They work with intention, one thing at a time in a consistent order. They create a daily plan and they stick to it. They group similar tasks like writing all estimate revisions at the beginning and the end of the day, or checking voicemails during specific windows. And speaking of voicemails, that's your secret weapon. Letting calls go to voicemail during inspections or while writing estimates means you're not constantly yanked off task. Your voicemail becomes your personal assistant, taking messages you can respond to on your schedule, not theirs. Set aside time a couple of days a week to return calls, answer emails, and handle administrative tasks. Because remember this lets you actually be present for those tasks. This is how you get more done in less time. It's not rocket science. This is how you close claims, not just start them. And this is how efficient adjusters, rookies and veterans alike, out-earn those just trying to keep up. Okay, so what's the difference between an adjuster who thrives on a storm and one who completely melts down by week 2? But before we dive into that, let me ask you, are you really ready for a real hurricane deployment? Because there's a really fast way to find out. Take the Are You Really Ready for Hurricane Season assessment at adjustertv.com/quiz. It's just 7 quick questions and it takes about 2 minutes. If you know what you're doing. You'll get a personalized readiness report that shows you where you're solid and where you've still got some blind spots. Plus, clear next steps to tighten up your game before the phone rings. It's completely free and it could save you weeks of mistakes and missed income. Find out how ready you are at adjustertv.com/quiz. Efficiency gets you in the game, but organization is what keeps you from drowning once the claims start rolling in. Because here's the hard truth. Once you're in the field, you're not working one claim at a time. You actually are juggling 20, 30, even 40 or more open files all at the same time, okay? Calls, voicemails, follow-ups, inspections, estimate revisions, supplements, carrier requests, homeowner questions, scheduling conflicts, bad weather. It literally never stops, and it's multiplied by every single claim that you have. If you don't have a system, that tidal wave is going to knock you out. The adjusters who survive and thrive are the ones who treat their time like it's money, because it is. They schedule inspections in logical clusters. They return calls and status their files in a systematic time block. They work on estimates in batches, use templates and macros in their estimating software, and they protect their mental bandwidth like it's gold. They definitely don't jump every time their phone rings. Voicemail is their assistant, like we said, and email is triaged. Urgency is filtered, because once your calendar starts running you instead of the other way around, you're going to fall behind very, very quickly. So here's the TLDR of this whole thing. The more solid claims you close, the more trust you build with the firm, and the more they trust you, the more storms you're going to get sent to, and that's how you scale your income over time. A rookie might close 100 to 300 claims in their first year, but a dialed-in pro could be 600 to 1,000 or more claims closed every single year. The only difference is the system that you build or that you fail to build. All right, so let's say you're doing everything else right. You're fast, you're organized, your estimates are clean, but every morning you spend an hour crawling through traffic just to get to your first inspection, and then another hour getting back to your hotel at the end of the day. That's 2 hours a day you could have used to write estimates, inspect one more property, or just get a decent night's sleep. Multiply that by 6 days a week, and you've just lost an entire workday every single week. And it happens more than you think. You book a hotel because it's cheap or looks decent on Google Maps, but it turns out that it's across town from your claim zone, and rush hour turns every drive into a crawl. Or maybe your carrier starts giving you claims in a completely different part of town. Now your good deal hotel is costing you time and fuel every single day. So let's talk housing. Hotels are easy, reliable, and flexible, but they can be expensive over weeks or months. Airbnbs and VRBOs can save money, especially long-term, but they often require an upfront commitment. RVs can offer flexibility and savings, but only if you know what you're doing. Park it in a crappy campground, forget to empty your tanks, or have your fridge or AC go out. You've just added a whole new layer of logistical chaos to your day. And then there's fuel. If you're driving around a gas hog truck through stop and go traffic every day, that adds up fast. It's not uncommon to drop $600 to like $1,000 or more a month just on fuel if your routine isn't smart. Food habits matter too. Fast food every meal isn't just unhealthy, it's going to drain your energy and your bank account. Packing a cooler, keeping meals simple, and planning your grocery runs save you time and keeps you sharp. And to beat a dead horse about the traffic, if you've ever tried getting into downtown Chicago on a weekend during a music festival, you know what I mean. Ball games, marathons, road work, they can shut down whole entire areas. So before you book anything, do some recon. Check Google Maps at rush hour, scan for construction zones, and look at local event calendars. The adjusters who treat every deployment like a military op, scouting locations, planning routes, mapping fuel stops, building routines, these are the people that survive. They spend less, they stress less, and they earn more, because every hour you don't control is an hour you're either wasting or that you're paying for. So let's take a look at a real world breakdown. We've got two adjusters, both rookies, both on the same storm, working the same type of claims. Adjuster A hits the ground running, but with no real plan. They bounce between tasks all day, answering every single call the second it comes in, starting estimates but never finishing them, trying to schedule inspections while writing emails. Their voicemail box is full, their desktop has 18 windows open, and their to-do list lives in their head. They rush to upload a file only to get it kicked back for missing photos or forgetting to include depreciation. Now they have to fix that, resubmit it, and explain the mistake to the insured on yet another phone call. By Friday, they've maybe closed 10 claims, spent most of the week in damage control, and every night was a late night trying to catch up. Net, about maybe $4,000. Now let's talk about adjuster B. Before they even hit the field, they've mapped their claim area. Each day starts with a simple system. Block time for inspections in a tight cluster, block time for file work, 2 windows a day for returning calls and emails, a 1 to 3 minute file check before uploading each claim. They work from checklists, use templates, and follow the same processes every single time. So let's talk about that file check, or what we call in our fast track program, a self-file review. When this adjuster finishes a file, they review it like a manager would, checking for estimate errors, confirming that they have a complete and properly labeled photo report, making sure they have the correct price list, and double checking key documentation like the activity diary, the narrative report, and especially their invoice. By staying focused, they avoid silly mistakes and claim approvals go very, very smoothly. They're not faster because they rush, they're faster because they don't backtrack. And by the end of the week, this adjuster may have closed 20 claims with minimal corrections or drama. Net, maybe $8,000. Same storm, same opportunity. One adjuster got overwhelmed and fell behind. The other stayed in control and got paid. So even if you're crushing it on deployment, there's one mistake that can shut the whole thing down. Licensing. If you don't have the right licenses at the right time, you might miss the entire storm season. In this next video, we'll break down which states matter, how to stay compliant, and the licensing strategy that can make or break your income this year. So stay tuned, and as always, thank you so much for watching, and have a great storm.